Sedans out on track. Unfortunately, Ricky Williams, who was supposed to start on the front row, has not been able to turn the 92 car around, so he is OUT out for the weekend. So it's Kyle Sayer who finds himself on the pole alongside Barry Rose in the Sigma, with Avens and Jamie Graham making up row number 2. Ken Melvin and Nick Porter, row number 3, Graham Rafferty and Bernie Makovich. Wayne Levinston, Kelsey Beard, Ricky Nuccini and John Castagna, your field. $1,000 goes to the winner. So there is a lot at stake for this one. All that lays in front of them is 30 laps around the make smoking history Collie Speedway. The pace chute is off. The lights will go out. We have waited 50 long years for this one. Our first 30 lap A main of the night is set for a start. Sayer versus Rosier front row. We are underway for 30 laps in the productions, and it's Sayer who gets the best of the start. He will lead from Barry Rose into turn number 1. Avens and Graham go side by side for second and third, with Avens struggling to get the power down in car number 11. He's going to get swallowed up from Porter's. It's all got a bit untidy further back as Melvin's gone around in front of the field, and it is crunch with Makovich nowhere to go. Take number 2, 30 laps on the clock, we're underway. Kyle Sayer gets the best of the start. Nick Porter rages up on the outside of Barry Rose. They move through turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. A little bit of hip and shoulder between Rapidi and Wayne Leviston, but how about Nick Porter has got the 27 car up on the hind legs on the outside of Barry Rose. 1 lap down and 29 remain for our productions. Kyle Sayer leads lap number 1. Rose and Porter still going door to door for second and third as they continue to crash into each other further back. Levinston, Rapidi, Castagna and Nuccini all in a battle for the minor placings as they run into turn number 3 and 4. Sayer leads as we got now trouble for Rafferty, who's got broken suspension in that car, and that's going to require the tow truck as well. And it's a very depleted old field already, unfortunately. We've only completed 1 of the 30 circulations that are scheduled, but we are fast running out of time. It's currently 9:45. We've still got street stocks, supermods, and Formula 500s to run. So we're back underway in the production sedans. Kyle Sayer leads away from Barry Rose and Nick Porter. So running a turn number 1 and 2. Avon sits there in 4th place, and we got Wayne Leviston going door to door with his good mate and former and fellow production sedan veteran John Castagna in the 49. Ricky Nuccini is next. Rounding out your runners is Kelsey Beard in the 57. So they come across the line, still Sayer, who will lead lap number 2. Barry Rose and Nick Porter starting to skip away from Avens ever so slightly as Rose gets right up towards the concrete wall on the exit of turn number 2. Nick Porter once again trying to go to the outside in the 27 Commodores. They come across the line once again. Then we go back to Avens. Livingston rounds out the top 5 with Castagna, Nuccini and Beard rounding out your runners as Sayer continues to put a margin between himself and Barry Rose. The 181 Sigma in second place, falling into the clutches ever so slightly of Nick Porter, who's sort of come from the clouds as a bit of an underdog in this feature race, sitting comfortably in 3rd. Avens now has a challenge coming from Wayne Levinston. Ricky Nuccini goes to the outside of John Castagna. Couldn't quite find the grip on the outside of the track there to make a challenge. So run into turn number 3. The leaders come across the line, still Sayer out in front. The battles are for the minors as Levinston now looks to go to the inside of Jake Havens going through turn number 1. The 86 Commodore's got the nose at the quarter panels. They run down the back straight. Here comes Nuccini again to the outside of Castagna. Nuccini goes super deep, manages to hold strong on the outside. He's actually got the nose in front. So the 41 Commodore takes the spot away from Castagna, who fights back on the inside in the Carbusters entry. But it will be Nuccini with the momentum on the outside of the track that will propel him through that one. So it's still Carl Sayer from Barry Rose, Nick Porter. Then we go back to Avens holding off a hard charging Wayne Lemiston and Ricky Nuccini. Then we go back to John Castagna and Kelsey Beard is all that remain in this one. So run into turn number 3. Carl Sayers out by country mile from Barry Rose and Nick Porter. Wayne Lemiston not going away from the back of Avens. Gives him a touch going into turn number 3 just to unsettle car number 11. Gets him off the curb line. And Ricky Nuccini is really moving in the 41 car. He's raging up on the back of these two, of Castagna and Avens. So they run through turn number 1 and 2 and down the back straight. Still Sayer out in front from Rose and Porter. Levingston and Avens continue their ding-dong battle, with Ricky Nuccini painting himself into the picture as Livingston now moves to the inside. He almost level as they move into turn number 1. He throws the Commodore down the inside. Avens holds strong, tries to shut the door. As they move out of turn number 2. Livingston holds strong, dives to the inside in the 86 car. Takes the spot away momentarily. Ricky Nuccini wants to find his way into that one as well, as Avens fights back on the inside. This is the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th. So they run into turn number 1. There's more contact as Levingston dives to the inside again, and Nuccini might try and split the middle. So run into turn number 3. Nuccini dives to the inside, gives Avens the what for as Porter retires to the infield. So car number 27 is out. But what about the battle for the Miners? This is now for the final step on the podium. So move through turn number 1. Levingston now in 3rd place. Ricky Nuccini takes away 4th place from Avens, who rounds out the top 5. Castagna and Beard is all that remain, with Kyle Sayer coming up on the back of the 57 Commodore. So they come out of turn number 4. Levingston, Nuccini and Avens, as Avens dives back to the inside of Ricky Nuccini, who's still trying to make the top side of the track work on John Castagna. Your top 2 are out by an absolute country mile, as Nuccini to the outside of Wayne Levingston. This is for the final step of the podium. Levingston from Nuccini. Avens not too far out of that one. Then Castagna, who's about to be put 1 lap down by your race leader in Kyle Sayer, as Nuccini still trying to make the top shelf of the track work. Goes super deep into turn number 3. Draws level with Levingston, who's holding strong on the bottom, but Nuccini swoops around the outside. Levingston fights back. So move into turn number 1. They're still side by side. Kyle Sayer is about to lap your 3rd, 4th and 5th placings. The 95 Commodore is in a different postcode at the moment. So they move through turn number 3 and 4. Nuccini's finally found a way past. Avens and Levingston will continue their ding-dong battle for 4th and 5th. Then it's back to your race leader, Kyle Sayer in the 95 Commodore. John Castagna 1 lap down, with Barry Rose in 2nd place. Kelsey Beard in the 57 as Al Avens to the inside of Wayne Levingston. This is for 4th and 5th. So they come across the line. Levingston on the outside, Avens on the inside. Kyle Sayer is edging ever closer to the back of your driver in 5th place. He has left Barry Rose for dead in the 181 as they run into turn number 3. It's Sayer from Rose. Ricky Nuccini is 3rd. Livingston is 4th. Avens is 5th. And he's about to be put 1 lap down by the 95 Commodore for Gachana Beef of Kyle Sayer. As they run down the back straight. He's going to have to pick and choose. Willie Siegel, Willie Zag through the lap traffic. Kyle Sayer comes up on the back of Cody Avens. The passing flag is on display. Sayer goes to the inside. Avens gives him plenty of space. He now has to try and negotiate Wayne Lemiston. He gets super untidy on the exit turn number 2. but Kyle Sayer has made it work. He is now lapped up to position number 4. Ricky Nuccini, the next car in his gun sight, is holding down 3rd place. Sayer continues to lead as Avens now rages up on the inside of Wayne Levingston. Couldn't quite fill it that time. Car number 11 just hasn't got the grip to try and take it to the Commodore. As they come out of turn number 4, there's a flat right rear tyre on Kyle Sayer's Commodore. The man who was out by an absolute country mile has got a flat right rear tyre. The 95 Commodore is slowing. Barry Rose is going to have an early Christmas in the 181 Sigma as they move through turn number 3. Barry Rose to the inside. Rose hits the front. Kyle Sayer has gone with a right rear tyre flat on the 95 Commodore. So Barry Rose is now your race leader as he now has to try and negotiate the lap traffic of Avens and Livingston. Kyle Sayer still limping the Commodore around, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold on for much longer. As Rose now tries to pick his way through the traffic as Kyle Sayer retires. Heartbreak for the 95 Commodore, who was home and hosed in this one. As your leader trying to negotiate Avens and Livingston. They come out of turn number 4. The passing flag comes out once again for Livingston this time around. The little Sigma has to poke and prod his way through the traffic. So that means the only car left on the lead lap, apart from your race leader Barry Rose, is Ricky Nuccini in the 41. So there's 2 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Barry Rose, your race leader. Ricky Nuccini in the 41 in 2nd place, who's just coming out of turn number 2 and running down the back straight now. Rose is within a straight length of lapping the field in this one. So they go through turn number 3. Kelsey Beard gets put another lap down. So Barry Rose, it's not very often in production sedan racing when you're leading, you can actually see your closest competitor in the rock screen, but that's exactly what Barry Rose can do with Ricky Nuccini, the 41 Commodore in 2nd place. Wayne Levinson is 3rd, but 1 lap down. Avens is 4th. John Castagna is 5th, and Kelsey Beard is 6th. That's all we have left in this production sedan A main as they run down the back straight. Laps well and truly ticking down here at Collie. For Barry Rose, the 181 Sigma, the former WA state champ in the class. With 2 laps remaining of the Make Smoking History Collie Speedway. She races down the back straight for the final time, for the second and last time. The white flag will come out this time around for the 181 Sigma. I don't think he's going to be able to lap the field, but he's going to come darn close to it. Through turn number 1 and 2 for the final time. The battle for 3rd and 4th is still raging between Livingston and Avens, but into turn number 3 and 4 for the final time are the demise of Kyle Sayer. Barry Rose comes out of turn number 4 to take out the Quality Club Championship. He will defeat Ricky Nuccini by almost an entire lap. Livingston and Avens will cross the line in 3rd and 4th, but 1 lap down. Kelsey Beard and John Castagna also a couple laps off the pace. Here comes the 2nd place car of Ricky Nuccini. The 41 Commodore. Barry Rose at the demise of Kyle Sayer with a flat right rear tyre on his Commodore have almost lapped the entire field. Him and Ricky Nuccini, the only 2 to finish that one on the lead lap. Wayne Levingston will come home in 3rd with Cody Avens 4th. Rounding out your top 5 will be John Castagna. And your 6th and final finisher will be Kelsey Beard with a whole stack of DNFs, including Kyle Sayer, Nick Porter, Ken Melvin, Graham Rafferty, and Bernie Makovich, all failing to complete the distance.